So just make sure that you have maybe a little bit of space, because we'll be bringing the arms up like this, and then we'll come over to the side, and then we'll bring them behind. I think we did this standing last week, but just, you know, to show you can be sitting down and doing it as well. So we hold the belt just in between the thumb and the fingers, and it's loose, you know, we don't have a grip on it. And then if we let it come down, and it's going to come out like from our hips, say maybe 2 or 3 inches either side, just coming out from the hips. And we can place it here. All right, so for this we'll be bringing the arms up and only go as far as is comfortable, and then bring the arms down. Okay, so we'll do that again, breathing in, coming up. And then exhale, coming down. And we breathe in, come up. And exhale, come down. And then one more, breathe in, come up. Lovely. And then exhale, coming down. And then if you want, you can still hold the belt, but just let your arms relax. Everyone okay with that? Yeah. All right. So just think, if you were to do this, I mean, it'll probably take 2 minutes to do a sequence of this. 3 going up and down. We're going to do 3 breaths to one side, 3 breaths to the other side, and 3 breaths behind. I mean, that's less than 2 minutes. And that would, with over time, the more that you would do that, that'll bring more mobility into the shoulders, any tightness into the upper back, anything like that. It's really beneficial for that. So then we're going to come up again. And this time let ourselves come over to the side. Now just be mindful, whatever chair you're on, that you're not going to tip over. The side that's getting the stretch, so that I call it the long side, maybe press gently into that foot, because that might give you a little bit of stability. But notice that also works into the core muscles too. And of course you're breathing. Don't forget to breathe. All right. And then nice and easy, we'll come up. And what we'll do is we'll just bring the belt down. Because what tends to happen too is we feel whenever we've exercises that we have to belt through them, but it's always good to come back. And when we do come back from it, it allows the muscles to move back into their maybe like resting state or the original state that they were in. But again, over time, they'll start to get a little bit more flexible, a little bit more like an elastic band, so that they'll come and go a little bit easier as well. All right, so then we're going to come up again, and we're going to go over to the other side. That's it. And remember the long side, whatever side that is, gently press. So it's a gentle press into that foot, and breathe. Lovely. One more breath. And then we'll come back and then release down. All right, now this time we're going to bring the belt behind, and you're holding it the same way as you were when it was in front of you. So this is where you might have to come to the edge of the seat a little, but don't worry too much if you don't have a whole lot of space, because what we're doing is that top part of the arms, that's what we're lifting. So we're lifting that top part of the arms. We're minding that we're not sticking the head out, and then come down. And then we could lift. Lovely. And then come down. So there's a little opening, not just into the shoulders, but there's a little opening into the front of the chest as well when we go to do this. And then come down. Everyone okay? Yeah, and we'll do one more. So we'll come up and then down. Lovely. And then we can just put the belt to one side, because we might, if I remember, come and use it again. So I probably have said this before, but when we work on these muscles here, they correspond. So those muscles always work in groups. There's an antagonist and a protagonist. I think they're the words. So one muscle needs the other for movement, etc. A really good example is our bicep. So when we do that, our bicep muscle goes in, right? But the guy under here stretches out. So they work really well together. And it's the same thing when that arm stretches out. Like, let's say if you're having to lift something, this guy starts to not tighten up, but it contracts. That's the word, contracts. Okay. And then that one lengthens. So it's the same here. And this would be often, you know, the case of like anyone, you know, making the sandwiches, driving the car, all of that kind of thing. Over time, these muscles, our pec muscles, start to shorten slightly, and these guys over lengthen. They get too, there's no strength in them then. And that's often like people will kind of get mixed up with the pain in the shoulders being that it has to be a knot. Not necessarily. If the muscle has been overworked, it's going to cause pain as well. So it's important then, as much as possible, to open out across here, because they both will work together, those two muscle groups as well. So all that time when I was told, like, bring your shoulders back, blah, 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 all of that type of thing, there was a reason for it, even though I hated being told. I think it was because I was really tall. Myself and Adele Mooney were the tallest in our class. And, you know, when you were the tallest girl, you tended to kind of shrink yourself a little bit. Not anymore. And that's why I have a beautiful niece, Orla. She's my brother, and my brother's like 6'3", and she's gorgeous. And what age is she? She's 12, but like she's nearly taller than me. You know, she looks so much older than her age, and I can tell that they are encouraging her to be tall. You know, yeah, they do, yeah, which is good. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I know, because it's so, yeah, the whole thing of, you know, making yourself small is fantastic. As I say, take up space. You know, we need to take up, but that's the thing with women, we need to take up space. For so long we've, you know, haven't. So I think it's really important, and then for the youngsters as well. Anyway, that would end up being a whole other conversation for another class. If we all start that, we go home and start giving out to everyone. Yeah, seminar. If Rosaline was here now, she'd be giving out. She'd be asking me how many coffees I had, and I didn't. I had one. All right, so we're going to move a little bit with the breath. What I'll just show you first what it'll involve. We'll be breathing in, then we'll be breathing out, and then we'll be breathing in, and then breathing out, and then we'll start again, so that we breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so just a little bit of flow with the arms. We don't have the ballerinas with us today to show us how to do it. But this is a nice way of connecting our breath with movement, because in yoga, all our movement should be led by the breath rather than the other way around. So this is a nice way to do that. So notice just how far the arms go. So we're moving with the breath. Okay, try and remember that. And if it doesn't work or sync, don't worry about it. Okay. So first things first, we're going to drop into the breath again. In and out through the nose. Maybe we lengthen and deepen it gently. Doesn't have to happen all at once. And then when you're ready, as you breathe in, breathing in, as you breathe out, arms come out. As you breathe in, arms come down. And then as you breathe out, hands to the lap. And then we'd go again. So your inhale brings you up. Your exhale lets you come out. Your inhale, you come down. Exhale, hands facing up. And we'll go again, breathing in. And then out. And then in. And then out. And then one more time, breathing in. And then you're working with your breath. So go with your own flow and pace. Did I say one more time? I was lying. So we'll go again. Okay, and then just let the shoulders rest, let the hands rest. Take a breath or two here. So you might notice if you were to do that a few more times, you would start to feel that in your arms, because it's that slow. Once we start to slow the movement down, it's almost like the muscles, they have a chance to think about what they're doing, and they're like, oh my God, this is like hard work. Like that, fine, great. But once you start to slow it down, And it's a great way, again, to build up strength, etc., in the shoulders and stuff. Okay, so fingertips to shoulders. I think we might have done this as well. We're going to do a few little circles. So as you do the circles, the elbows come forward and then back, forward and then back, and then forward and back. And then for that lovely muscle that you mentioned, Joan, you bring the elbows up alongside the body or as close as, and then behind. So up and then back, up and then back. And we'll do one more, up and then back. Okay, and then just rest again. If anything has built up into the shoulders and you feel like doing a little shruggy shrug, do that by all means. All righty. So we're going to take fingertips to one shoulder. We're going to do a little bit of an up and back. And then we're going to turn slightly. So it's like you come into a little bit of a twist and then come up. We might twist the other way and then turn. If you want to have your hand placed on the knee, you can. Now just take your time with this because there's a few other things happening when we go to do this. We're working on the torso twisting a little bit and then holding up the elbow and the shoulder and opening out. Okay. And then come back to center and release the arm down. Whew, I can feel that. Okay, everyone all right? So we'll do the other one. So we're going to lift up and back and then we come, so you're turning from your kind of torso and then open out as if you were kind of moving, turning behind, and then do your twist again. That's it, lovely. Keeping an eye on everyone. Everyone looks good. Let's do two more. So if you want to include the breath as you breathe in, come up. As you breathe out, come into your little twist, a gentle twist. Inhale and up. And then exhale, a gentle twist. Lovely. And then we'll just come back and let the arms rest. And again, if anything has built up, a little up, back and down in the shoulders, up and back and down, and then up, back and down. So I'm actually going to stop that recording because I know then there'll be too much on it.